Hello, everybody, and we welcome back to the free to play. I am in a great mood, having a great day so far. Um, so yay. Okay, so what do we talk about in the video today? Um, I spent most of today just kind of um doing arenas, spending energy. Um, just trying to get mostly leveling food. Ideally, what I should probably be spending my energy on since I have food ready to go, instead of continuing to level food right now, I should probably be farming maybe like dragon or something along those lines. It's just my dragon takes quite a while. So, even though my fastest time was 3 minutes and 40 seconds, maybe I should do it on Actually, I should do it on this difficulty. Um, yeah, I got to start doing stage 21 instead. It's much faster because of the affinity. Um, but what I was saying is it might be more beneficial for me to do dragon, to spend that energy rather than just grinding out more food for champions that I hope to get at some point. But let's talk about what's going on in the game. Still working at the passes. As you can see, I'm about to use this one Demon Lord key to knock that out, and then all the playtime awards. I will be online for plenty enough time to get that. And then this champion pass, the challenges are easy every day, very very easy to get. Um, Especially if you're doing the other challenges, is one of them's always like level, not always, but one of them sometimes is like level an item to, X level. And if you do that, well, then you also happen to get, that's how you happen to spend 50,000 silver, and then you can get your progress in here. So I'm excited about this chest tomorrow. Hopefully we get some good rolls on it. Um, I'm probably going to use this avatar, to be honest, because I've just been rocking the Kale for so long. However, I'm worried that everyone's going to start rocking the Xena avatar since it's a freebie. So um, it might be harder for me to stand out in the clan. I run into this all the time. I'm going to call them out on a recording here, but I've got two guys in my clan, um, Bonk and Mards. You can see they use the same avatar, and so I always get them mixed up in my chat when we're talking about stuff. Other things going on. I got called out for this, and I have to own it. I talked about Elva. I talked about Kyoku. I talked about Valkyrie. I may have talked about Trunda. I did talk about Trunda. I remember talking about her burn. I said Abyss was good DPS. And I probably didn't talk about Lissandra, but Lissandra's a great support. Really good for speed, getting speed out of your team. Um, and I never talked about Harima. Honestly, completely being honest, I made a joke about it to the person that called me out on it. But um, honestly, it didn't, for whatever reason, like I saw her and it didn't click that that's who I was looking at. Harima is an amazing champion, and I'm gonna go one step further and say that there was a part of me that considered her an arena only champion. And before everyone gets mad at me in the comments or anything like that, the reason my brain went in that direction and I was like, she's arena only, right? I know how good she is. Everything I see about her, because she's so good in arena right now, is always arena focused. But if you look at her kit and just, do a little bit of reading, you can clearly see that she's extremely valuable in any content, really. Each hit decreases target defense by 5%, stacks up to 30%. And then each hit also increases his champion's defense by 5%, stacking up to 100%. She's a defense-based champion, so doubling her defense is incredible, and decreasing enemy defense by 30%. Um, I mean, that is huge. So Harima just flat out is a great champion. I wasn't ignoring her on purpose. It was more of a like, I saw her and it just didn't my brain didn't process it. I really am desperate for supports. Not, I guess not desperate because I do have Ursula, but I really need like a a real healer. Like, and when I say a real healer, I mean like a cleanse, heal, revive, like, Pythion type healer, or like a Rector draft or something. So that's why immediately I was like, ooh, Elva, right? So please don't misinterpret my not noticing Harima as any type of negative thoughts towards Harima. She is amazing. If I were to get her, it would be incredible. I'm not going to be able to pull for her because there is, as far as so I'm basing this off of last time. We have 3 days left in the event. And last time they did a crystal event, only 2 events offered crystals. We're getting them this time. The 2 events would seemingly have already dropped, which would be the fusion event, which we get right here. We get 10 more. That'll put us at 25 crystals. And then the Soulstone Rush, which I don't have the souls to do. And so I won't be going for the Prism Crystals here. So we won't get to pull during this event. That's totally fine. I'm not happy about it. I wish it was more free-to-play friendly. But, you just got to accept that some things just aren't in this game. It sucks. It's not fun. But you got to look for the fun where you can find it. And it's always important to keep in mind that, I go about this game with a mindset of like, I'm going to play the game within the limitations of I know, and anything else is extra. So, these events are extra. This is like, not Soulstone Rush, but this event, these are extra resources that I'm getting, stuff like that. So I don't get too upset anymore when they do an event that it's like, oh, okay, well, that's clearly free. That's clearly pay to win. Same thing with the passes. I'm getting all this extra stuff, and you're giving me, from a free-to-play perspective, where I'm not spending a single cent. So I'm getting a sacred shard for free, right? Now, if there's a lot of anger about how expensive Xena is, but if Xena was $1, this account still would not be getting her, so we just have to mentally block that out and say, nope, we're free to play. We're not going to get her, but we do get a sacred shard, so let's look at the positive, right? And I'm all about positivity. I've talked about this in like my comment section and everything like that, so we want to make sure that we're being positive and looking at what we can get and not necessarily what we cannot get. Yeah, it was resilience. Okay, sorry, my brain had a worm in it that I had to, an itch that I had to scratch there. All right. So right now there is a double legendary event going on. Now I have been on this account, we're not going for it. Plain and simple. It would be a waste. I'd rather wait for a 2x event, meaning that there's 2 times the chances of pulling a legendary than pulling during this particular event. On my main account, I would usually pull for these, but I don't have a lot of sacreds on my main account either because of recent fusions and summon rushes that I've been doing. So, and the whole Hera points thing, which I went for and I got it because that's how I'm able to do that fusion for the mythical. So, but this is a fun event. I've pulled for these double legendary events before when they're ancients. I think it's more fun on the ancients than it is on the sacreds, at least from a free to play. From my main account where I do spend money on and I do tend to have a lot of sacreds ready to go, I'm very excited for these as well because I'll pull for those. But I'm also later on into the game where all I want is legendaries. I cannot think of a single epic right now that would change my account in such a way that that I would be super excited to pull an epic. I'm really, really happy with all the epics that I have, and really what I want is legendaries to go to the next step on my main account. So that's why I like to pull during double legendaries, because That's my focus, is legendaries. Now on this account, our focus is good epics and legendaries because we need player power. We need good champions to move on. Even some rares we're still looking for. Like we would love a cold heart, right? So um so I won't be pulling in on this account during this event. I won't be pulling on my main account either, just because I'm at my mercy, or I'm not at my mercy, and I don't have any shards to pull, and I'm not spending as much money on that account right now. I did spend money to get um on that account to get Xena, and honestly I regret it. I don't know if I've talked about it that much on this channel, but when I spent the money to get the Xena battle pass on the main account, um, I literally woke up that morning. I saw there was a pass. I was like, "Ooh, battle pass. That's good value," and bought it. And then then I after I did that, I look over to my right. I go to my YouTube. I refresh it, and I see like all these videos of streamers being like, "The value sucks, value sucks, value sucks." And so I did regret it, and I wish I had not bought it so that I could um show Plarium how I feel with my wallet, because it seems to be the only way that they respond. There can be all kinds of backlash, and everyone on Reddit can go crazy and say we're boycotting the game and all these things, and nothing happens. But the moment people don't start buying shards, i.e., mythic shards, then the price goes down, right? So, if we wanted to talk to Plarium, we do it with our wallets. So I would have waited, but I made a kind of mistake. I was super excited, and I thought it would be good value because I think the Forge Pass is a great value, and I thought it would be very similar to that. So, um, and here's my take on spending money in this game. This is a free to play account. This is a free to play channel. I support free to players. I think it's a lot more fun, honestly. Maybe not. Yeah, I would say more fun. It's more challenging. We'll put it like that. So you get to learn about champions that you wouldn't otherwise use or talk about. We're going to talk about one of them here in a second, but or maybe we won't. I think I'll save that for a question block. But I do also want to support the game. Now, do I need to when there's whales out there? Maybe not. But I do like buying battle passes and spending a little extra money on games that I want to support. Meaning, I love this game. I want them to keep making content for it. So I'm going to spend a little bit of real money on this game. Outside of just like the initial purchase. And in a game like this that's free to play, technically from the start, I want to be able to spend a little bit of money and show them, that I appreciate their game and their work. So I look at it from that point of view. I don't necessarily look at it that, it is pay to win, but I look at it from the point of view like, okay, well, I'm not a whale on that account, on my main account. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll spend a little bit of money to, I'll get a battle pass. I'll get, I'll buy like a monthly pack every now and then, and that kind of stuff. And just that way I can support the game that I love, because I do love this game, which, call me crazy, but I do love it. And while also being able to enjoy it. So, that's my stance. That's why I do spend money on the main account. But on the free-to-play account, we don't spend any money. We don't spend a dime. And that's more for a couple reasons. One, I want to help free-to-play players also gain the experience for people that may not have the money to spend on packs and things like that. But also because it's a challenge, and I like the challenge of it. I've really enjoyed kind of exploring the different avenues, and I've learned about different heroes a lot too. So that's the great thing. If you ever do run 2 accounts on this game, you really start to expand your horizons around characters. I never pulled a Deacon Armstrong on my main account until recently, in fact. And, I never really knew how good he was until this account. And it's really funny because like I'm using him now and I have free to play players in my clan that are asking me questions about champions and who should I use, and I'm I'm sitting here thinking, well, they have a deacon and they don't. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. We got to back up. You need a decreased defense champion. You don't have one because you don't have a deacon and things like that. So, you know, but it's fun to kind of learn about and figure out new champions. I got Ursula really, really late on my main account too, and only used her in faction wars because I have characters like Python who, aside from the increase attack and increase defense, is probably just a slightly better version of Ursula. But you learn, and I also have Arbiter on there, which I would like, is pretty strong version of Ursula too, right? So, but I really learned about her player power here on this account and saw, or her character power, I should say, and saw how effective and useful she can be. And she's really changed this account for the better. And I'm really happy to have pulled her. So, um, it's going to be a busy week for me. I'm pretty much working every day straight through. Sorry, my allergies are flaring up. 1 second, guys. Okay. I'm pretty much working straight through until next Monday, I think, because we've got some stuff going on. No, it might even be straight through until Wednesday. So, um, I'd like to do a stream of Raid soon if you guys are interested in that. And we'll go through and try and re-gear Kale on that stream is what I'm thinking of. Excuse me, my allergies. You guys, you don't understand this, but I'm telling you, the moment I turn on the camera, everything goes bad. My allergies act up. Um, like the dog wants attention. Kids want. I mean, my kid's asleep right now, but it's like just everything. As soon as you click start recording, it's just like everything wants to start happening. Text messages start coming in, emails, like it's so nutty. Like nothing will happen all day. You hit record and it's like, oh my god, everything has to happen right now. So, all right. I think I've pretty much really talked about everything. There isn't too much going on our account right now. I will say I haven't seen anything, so we don't have a schedule yet for the new fusion. The schedule for the new fusion will give me an idea of shard pulls. But theoretically, there's usually a 2x event during a fusion. And that usually coincides with a champion chase. So hopefully we will get a 2x after all on for some kind of shards here in the future. Don't know for sure what it's going to be. I'm hoping for ancients. The predictions are kind of all over the place, and I don't have access to certain discords, or I don't know where. I know that the content creators get a lot of early information. I don't know where they get that from. I'm not an official content creator. I've never even applied for the content creator program yet. I definitely am interested in doing that down the line if we can continue to grow the channel. So on that note, for those of you that are new to the channel and haven't really heard me give my spiel on this before, I'll make this quick. I try not to hound you guys about liking and subscribing or anything like that, because I know that for me, when I like something and if I like a channel, I subscribe to it. If I like a video, I like it. So I don't like to ask about it. But here's the thing. And I don't know, like I have the analytics, and like I'll see the videos where I mention liking and subscribing, and I'll see the likes go up and the subscribes go up. Um, and then when I don't say anything, I notice I'm like, I haven't had a subscriber in a couple days. So I'm gonna so I try to keep it to a minimum, and I just say, hey, if you like the content, if you're interested in the series, and you're enjoying it, please do give me that the like and the subscription. I would argue that the subscription is probably more important on the account. Once we hit 500 subscribers on the account, that opens up new areas within YouTube that I can start to take advantage of on the channel. And I would be really excited to start taking advantage of those opportunities. Eventually, I stream on Twitch right now, but eventually I want to stream on YouTube, because YouTube, honestly, their discoverability and everything, it's been really good to me. And I'm really kind of happy with what YouTube has done. I've been trying to make content, not raid content, but just content creation in video games for what, 7 years was when that first video came out, and I'm going nuts over an Overwatch, like that I didn't even really do anything. If you know what if you know what Overwatch, like, it looks like I did cool stuff, and I thought I did cool stuff because that was like day 10 of the game being out or something. But in reality, look, I didn't really do anything in that clip, but I get super crazy excited. Um, so man, I just completely lost my train of thought. But yeah, if you guys are liking what you're seeing, please consider subscribing, because it does help me uh grow the channel, and I want to expand the channel. I don't want this to be just a raid channel. There are plenty of other games that I'm interested in playing. um and I would love to kind of get some eyeballs on those games, because they're maybe games that are underrated or people haven't heard of. So um you know I do have ideas for the channel. I've tried some of those ideas in the past, and it's, if you've ever tried streaming or content creating, it can be pretty hard to get things off the ground. And I feel like, thanks to you guys watching this and all the support, it's been really going in a positive direction, which makes me not only feel good about myself, but also feel good about the content that I'm putting out there. So today is a little bit of a weaker video. I don't really have too much to talk about on the account. Um, we did drop briefly out of gold today, but we're back up in gold, and I hope we can hold on to it. It's really frustrating when you do drop out, especially when you're trying to generate those tokens. Um, so I'm just mostly looking for these nice free wins where I can find them. But um, da, 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 da. um, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think there's another free one here? They got a lot of speed leads. Those are always scary. This one looks promising. I know they have a speed lead here, but I think I can outspeed them. Yeah. Rhonda being alive is a problem. There we go. We needed that big time. If that Rhonda was alive, we'd be in some trouble. All right. One thing I really need to do at some point soon is in tag team arena. I really need to get my uh UDK in there. So I haven't been using him. I keep meaning to, and then I log on and start playing tag team arena, and I forget to put him in one of my teams. So I need to take a day and that's why I want to stream. Um, because it'll give me a way to focus, and we can do all the things that I keep saying I'm gonna do, right? Switching Kale's gear around, getting UDK up and running in some stuff. Outside of Hydra, we used him with great success in Hydra. So a lot of stuff that I want to do, and it's like I just got to get around to it, and it's one of those things where if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I've been kind of like waiting to um to pull the trigger on that stuff because I don't want to screw up stuff that's working for me, like my clan boss team. So, but I'm going to call it a video there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. It really does mean the world to me. If you have any questions for question block, you know, I know it's only Tuesday, but the sooner the better. It gives me time to think about what I want to talk about and how I want to direct a response. So please put those comments in there and let me know what you want me to answer, and I will answer those questions in a question block video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.